I think we're live, guys. I think we're live. If you're here, if you can hear me and you can see me, please let me know. Let me know that you guys are here. Tell me where you're from. Tell me how your weather is in your neck of the woods. Thank you guys for being here today. We got a big video lined up. We're going to talk all about our Christmas sale that we unveiled a couple days ago. So it should be a nice little video. We're going to talk about brand new stuff all day. So should be awesome. Dave, what's going on, brother? Merry Christmas to you. Thomas, Merry Christmas. I have my screen down here, so you're going to see me like looking down this way, and it's just because I got to do that to see your comments. So I don't have a creak in my neck, I promise. But I'm going to be looking down here to see your comments. So we got Thomas, James Berryman in the house. Are we live? We are live, sir. We got Skinny, Fallen, Andy, Eric, PC, Phil in the house. It's Flashlight Friday, y'all. We got Jared, Wayne, Diane, Travel Diva. That's a good name. Rich, Zach Stuff, JR, Skinny Rogers in the house. We got Andy, Kevin, 559 Creepy. Okay, all right. Well, I guess if you want to call yourself creepy, that's fine. We got Muzzled, Mr. Juicy. That's a cool name. Dante, Giddy Up. That's a good one. Overdone Dust. John. All right. We got Sean in here, spelled the right way. I am an SEAN as well. So good to see you, brother. Texas boy. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, we're starting to get a lot of people in here. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee and we will begin. Okay. So, since we are discussing our Christmas sale, this is a pretty big live video. So, to thank you guys for being here today, I am going to be giving away a brand new ArcFlex at the end of this video. So, really, really big giveaway today. If you're in the comments section, you have an opportunity to win, okay? We're going to play a little game at the end of this video, and you have the potential to win this guy right here. So big giveaway for you today. Obviously, next week, the entire week is going to be our Christmas sale. It is the last sale event of the year, which makes sense because the year is actually almost over. So obviously, we can only have one more, and that's it. So, but it is actually our last sale of the year. I would suggest taking advantage of it because typically the beginning of the year, like if you've been an Olight fan for a while, you probably noticed that the second half of the year is much busier for Olight than the first half. First half of the year, we're working on products, we're doing research and development, the engineers are working hard. We're going to SHOT Show, we're doing trade shows and stuff like that. So like typically the beginning of the year is a little bit slower for us. It's a lot more like internal stuff. So I would suggest taking advantage of this sale because the beginning of the year, we probably won't have too many like really big events, sale events for you guys. So, this is kind of our last like really big sale for a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, we're going to continue having monthly sales. We're not going to stop that by any means. We are going to have a January, February, March sale. But keep in mind, they probably won't be as big as this Christmas event. So take advantage of the deals. We got brand new products that are on sale. We got older products that are heavily discounted as well. We've got our kind of like Build Your Own Bundle thing going on. We've got the Lucky Wheel going on where you guys can go to the website every single day from now all the way until next weekend on Saturday. So please make sure that you guys are spinning the Lucky Wheel at olightstore.com every single day. I'm sure most of you guys are doing that. But just keep in mind, you definitely want to go to the website every single day. Even if you already have put in 5 orders on Monday night, still go to the website every day for the rest of the week and spin the Lucky Wheel because you could get lucky. That's why it's called that, right? One thing I want to talk about is we are going to SHOT Show at the end of November. I think it starts like January 23rd. and it goes for quite a few days. Of course, I'm going to be there. It is kind of the biggest like gun and like tactical gear convention in the world. We have a really nice booth that we're doing this year. We were able to get a pretty big booth. I think we're going to be in like the law enforcement section again, which is typically where we've been in the past. We kind of took a break from having a booth at SHOT Show for a few years, obviously because of all the COVID crap and going on from there. But we're really excited to finally have a booth again. That way, we can talk with thousands of people. We're going to be making YouTube videos every day in the booth. We're going to be trying to go live as long as the internet is okay. We should be doing live videos from the SHOT Show booth, which is going to be cool. So what we want to do is try and bring you to our booth, even if you aren't able to be there, right? So we want everybody to be a part of our booth, whether you're actually there in person or you guys are at home. So just keep in mind, if you are a part of the industry, if you are going to the show, please stop by, please hang out with us. Otherwise, you will be able to see everything we're doing at the show online. So should be really exciting. Now let's go ahead and move on to the sale, okay? We're going to go ahead and go through all of these new products. Sean, if the only thing about SHOT Show is it's not really a public event. So it's kind of an industry event. So you can't really get a badge to be able to walk in and check it all out if you don't know someone or you aren't a part of the industry or something like that. Like, you can't just go online and get a badge. You have to somehow be related to a company or the industry or know somebody or something like that. So it's kind of like an insider thing, even though we all bring our cameras and we all show you everything anyways online. But to be able to be there in person, it's kind of like an industry event instead of it being just like a public trade show. So that's the only thing about it is it can be hard to get into if you don't have anything to do with this industry, which is why we're bringing our cameras and we're showing it to you anyways online. So you can watch it at home if you can't get in. But anyways, we're very excited about that. That should be very exciting. That's kind of our biggest thing that we're doing in January. So stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead and get into the Christmas sale because we've got a lot to talk about. I don't have too many products here, but I do want to go through them. So first off, make sure that you get the i3E. Make sure that you get the i3E. And there it is right there. So it is red, and it has kind of the snowflake pattern going all over it. Similar pattern to the O-Pen Glow that we're coming out with as well for this event. This is the freebie, okay? Now, you might already have like 10 i3Es at home, which is perfectly fine because this is a new version of it. These are very easy to collect because a lot of them are usually free during these sale events. And also, they don't really take up that much space. They're also really good gifts, even for people who maybe aren't a big flashlight fan. Maybe they don't even really use a flashlight on a regular basis. You can always put one of these on someone's keys, and I guarantee you they'll start using it. Here's an example. One of the first times that I visited my girlfriend's family, they live in Michigan. One of the first times I visited my girlfriend's family, I brought a box of i3Es, and I basically just gave one to everybody. And to this day, years later, they still all have that i3E on their keychain, and it's fun to see it because they're all scratched up and beat up, but they all work perfectly fine. None of them have any issues at all. So just showing up to a party with a box of i3Es, everybody's going to love you. You can put it on everybody's keys, and I guarantee you they'll use the heck out of it, even if they don't care about flashlights. So one of the best gifts you can do, and they don't cost that much. This one, though, you can get for free with your order. All you have to do is make sure you're logged into an account before placing your order. So if you try to check out as a guest, you're not going to see this in your cart, okay? That's the one thing we ask of you guys is we want you to have an account on our website. So please make sure to create an account if you don't have one already. If you're brand new and you've never ordered from us before, make an account. We have an entire loyalty program where you guys can get all kinds of perks. One of my favorite perks of the loyalty program is being able to order everything before everybody else with early access. So a lot of people watching this video right now, you're not even going to have to wait until Monday night to order when the official sale starts. You can go ahead and order this weekend. So, that's just make an account if you don't have one, but you'll get one of these in your cart automatically for $0. Okay. So awesome light. I know a lot of you guys know all the things that I just said, but we always have new people tuning in. We always have new people creating accounts. So I always want to explain that for the people who maybe don't know this stuff yet. I know we got veterans in the house, though, who are like, yeah, I'm Black Diamond. I understand. We might even have some legends in here, okay? Okay, so let's get into the ArcFlex. So we have it in black, and we decided to do orange for the initial release. These are very, very cool. I really love this light. The way that it feels in your hand is perfect because everything is completely rounded off. We didn't just take the ArcFlex Pro and make it a little smaller with a rotating head. Like, pretty much everything about this light is different than the ArcFlex Pro, besides the fact that it is still a flat design instead of a tubular design like a regular flashlight, right? But other than that, it's a completely different light. The way that it feels in hand, I like it a lot more than the regular ArcFlex Pro, even though the ArcFlex Pro does have added functionality because the ArcFlex does not have the green laser and it doesn't have the UV. If you have to have the green laser and you have to have the UV, then I would suggest picking up the OD Green ArcFlex Pro during this sale. Even if you already have an ArcFlex Pro at home in a different color, we are doing the OD Green for this event. This is the first time that we've sold this product in this color. And OD Green is always a fan favorite. Everybody always loves OD Green. In terms of getting this light, like, you might as well get it in this iconic color, okay? Because OD Green will always be popular. People will always enjoy it. And if you're a big fan of the ArcFlex Pro, I suggest having more than one of them because they're so small, you can put them in different places. If you happen to have an issue with one day, you still have a backup and all of that. So anyways, the ArcFlex is just a standard flashlight, meaning that it's only just a white light beam, but it does have 2 LEDs to give you some really nice flood. I like the fact that it has multiple LEDs. The biggest thing about it, of course, is, again, it does have that round body. It also is significantly shorter than the ArcFlex Pro. I released a video last night going over the entire sale. Please watch that video, guys, because I'm also giving an ArcFlex away in that video. But I go through pretty much the whole sale in that video and talk about all the features of these products. So check that one out if you haven't seen it yet here on the YouTube channel. But anyways, I mentioned that the length of the ArcFlex is 4.25 inches. The length of the ArcFlex Pro is 4.72 inches. So the ArcFlex Pro is almost a ½ inch longer than the ArcFlex. But keep in mind, the ArcFlex is a little bit wider. But to me, that wideness and the fact that the edges are round makes it feel more comfortable in the hand. It makes me wish that the ArcFlex Pro and the other ArcFlex models had rounded edges like this ArcFlex because it just feels more comfortable in the hand. You're not holding these hard edges going around the light. It also has grip on both sides, so this doesn't get slippery in your hand at all because the switch is actually on the side of the light. So when you're holding it, typically you're going to be holding it in like a sideways position like this, or if you're right-handed like this, and it has the grip on each side of the light. So when you're holding it, you're good to go. It's not going to slide out of your hand. And to even make that further argument, it does have a big opening right here for your first finger while you're holding the light. And sorry, I'm looking down to make sure that you guys can see everything. So we've got a big little notch here for your pointer finger, and then perfect placement right there for your thumb on the switch. And you just hold it like this. You've got your 3 fingers holding that grip area there, and you just use it like that. The switch itself, we made a lot bigger from the prototype version that maybe some of you Yellow Diamond guys already have at home that you tried out. We significantly improved the switch from the original version, which is the prototype. And I think it's much better. And the fact that we made the switch blue, so it's very, very easy for you guys to see now at this point. It does have a very nice, large, wide beam. You can see there that we have a very uniform hotspot. It's no weird shape. It's not square or oblong or anything like that. So we got a nice uniform hotspot. And you can see as I bring it back and back, you can see that it's just nice, soft light that's going to help you guys see whatever you're trying to look at. So I think it's a really nice beam, perfect for seeing things in the dark, which is the point of these lights, right? We also have the indicators there on the front, so you guys always know what your battery level is. I'm really glad we did not take that feature away from this one, compared to the ArcFlex Pro, which of course also has that feature. So I'll show you here. The ArcFlex Pro, of course, also has that. And then, of course, it does have the rotating head that goes all the way to 90 degrees. So here's something that is hard to tell from like the pictures on the website. I wanted to show you guys, and part of the reason why I wanted to do this live video is I wanted to show you guys the resistance and just how sturdy the head of this light is. So so I got my thumb here. You can see my hairy fingers there. So look at how sturdy this is. So I'm just pushing it little by little, and then I can push it all the way to 90 degrees. And then so you can literally put it in any position that you want, and it's very, very sturdy. It's not going to accidentally move on you whatsoever. Like, you actually really have to push on this thing. Like, look, I'm not saying that it's difficult to do. Like, my mom would be able to do this. You know what I mean? But there is quite a lot of resistance as you move the head to make sure that it doesn't flop back and forth or have any movement that you don't want. The point of this is to not only go all the way to 90 degrees, but you can go to any position you want in between that as well. And it does have the magnetic base, so you can stick it to something, and if the center of the beam isn't where you want it to be, the point is you can adjust. So if you stick this to the hood of your car, for example, and you want to work on the battery, okay, and the battery is in, one of the sides of the car, depending on, the engine that you have, you can rotate the angle of the light to where it's shining directly on the battery. You know what I mean? That's just one example, but I just like the fact that you don't actually have to move the flashlight. You just move the head, and then it will be at the exact position that you want it at, depending on what you happen to be doing. Another good one is you can set this on a table, and then you can shine this at something that you're doing. So say that you're grilling or something like that, you can just set this on the table in the backyard, and you can have it shine at your grill, and you're good to go that way. So there's just so many different ways that this can actually be useful for you guys, and it just makes life easier to where you can put the hotspot exactly where you want. I think you guys get the idea now, but I just wanted to show you guys just how sturdy the head of this light is. I mean, there's no way that this is going to move once you have it in position. Okay. One thing that we do, if you guys saw the lab test videos that we did while I was at our headquarters, one thing that we do is if a flashlight has a button or it has a hinge or anything like that, we test it on the same flashlight at a minimum of 10,000 times. Meaning that in order for us to release this product, which we're releasing, we needed to make sure that you can take the head and go like this, a minimum of 10,000 times without it loosening up whatsoever. So that way we know that it's going to be okay, over time for years and years and years of usage. We literally put it into a machine and it holds onto the head and it just rips it back and forth and back and forth. And then at the end of the test, it feels exactly the same. It didn't do anything to it, right? So that's something to think about. It's going to hold up over time for sure, because we test all of those things. We also test the switch. We have this really fun contraption in our lab where it has a stylus tip to mimic a finger, and it literally just presses the switch on and off and on and off for hours and hours on end to make sure that when you do it in real life for years and years and years, it's going to be perfectly fine. We even have tests where we attach the charging cable and take it off again and again and again and again to make sure that it's okay. So all of the functions of this light, we've stress test to make sure that it's going to be fine. All right. We also, I'll show you the orange version as well. This one has the black switch on there, and I like these little dots that are on the switch. So that way you have a little bit of grip on the switch and your finger isn't going to slide off of it. And on this one, you can really tell those ridges on each side of the light to give you grip. And then here's that pointer finger, little recessed area there when you're holding on to it with your finger on the switch, okay? And again, feels exactly the same as the black version. So you're not going to have any difference in the feeling or the experience of the light, whether you go with the orange version or the black one. The only difference is that the black one is more of a matte finish, and this is a little bit more of a glossy, kind of shiny finish. So when you rub your fingers on the finish, it will feel a little bit different from the black one to the orange one. But if you have any of our orange products, it's going to feel exactly the same. It's the same process, anodizing process. Okay. So there we go. Another thing I want to point out is people were talking about how they're happy that it's a black clip. So both of them have a black clip, even though this one right here does have the blue switch and the blue bezel, but they both have a black clip to keep it low profile when it's in your pocket. Okay. So there is the ArcFlex. Oh, it's 1,000 lumens. It's 1,000 lumens of white light. That's the performance that you're getting from it, okay? Keep in mind, though, the ArcFeld Pro is 1,300 lumens, and then it does have the green laser and the UV. Obviously, the ArcFlex by no means is supposed to take the place of the other ArcFeld products that we have. It's just another product that is a part of the ArcFeld family, okay? So we're going to continue to produce the ArcFeld Pro. The ArcFeld Pro has been one of our most well done products of the year. Like the sales on the ArcFeld Pro it's one of the best products we released this year. So of course we're going to continue releasing the ArcFeld Pro in different colors and materials and finishes and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to do something different. A lot of people have asked us to make a product with a rotating head, and I'm glad that we were able to do it with this flat design here, because I think we really nailed it on this product. These work really well. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about it. It's exactly what it should be, and it works really well. I can't believe how well we nailed it on the head. The resistance is perfect. Okay, here we go. Yes, again, ArcFeld Pro ODG. You're exactly right, Tim. So let's jump into the Seeker 4. So we have it in red, which is, again, more of that glossy finish. We also have it in the matte black. Now, we did come out with this for the prototype program for Yellow Diamond and up. If you got that product, you got a glossy finish. The real one, the one that is coming out during the sale, is obviously a matte finish, and you can see it really well here in the camera. So just keep that in mind. Even if you have the one from the prototype program, it's going to be quite different feeling than this one we're releasing for the sale event. So we got a few different changes on this guy. So good thing is it still has the 5,000 milliamp 21700 battery. So you're getting the same battery cell as the Seeker 4 Pro. The big difference with this one is the fact that it is type C charging versus being the magnetic charging. We wanted to do something different on this light. We wanted to offer something different. If the Seeker 4 was just like the Seeker 4 Pro, then what's the point? Okay, so we had to do quite a few things to this light to make it where it not only makes sense for people just looking for this type of light, but even for the people who already have the Seeker 4 Pro at home, it still makes sense to get one of these because it's a completely different type of light, even though the design language is similar. So we've got type C charging, and there you go. So basically we have this little kind of rotating fan situation here, and then you have the type C port. And then I'm going to twist it, and now you can see that it's covered. The good thing about this is it has been tested and it is fully waterproof, okay? So you can submerge this light and it will be waterproof. It's not a diving light, so don't take it diving out in the Keys, all right? But if you drop it in a bucket of water or something like that, nothing happens. It's totally fine. It is totally waterproof. So it's good to see that, we figured out not only a way to have a type C port, but also a really fun way to close it down and keep it waterproof. And again, it's just kind of this little fan thing that you can rotate back and forth. It's actually kind of fidgety. It's kind of fun to rotate it back and forth. So fun little design there. Now it does have the little finger grooves, I like to call it. So it's got 3 of them here on the side. Obviously, that's a lot different than the rubber grip that's on the Seeker 4 Pro. So just the entire feel of the light in your hand is completely different than the Seeker 4 Pro. I like the feeling of these little grooves here with the matte finish. I think the matte finish really brings it home on this light since it doesn't have the little wraparound silicone grip. Now, a really big difference too is that it doesn't have that rotary dial switch that's on the Seeker 4 Pro. It has just a standard switch. Good thing about this one though, which is different than the previous Seeker 3, is that this one is now made out of metal. So you get a metal switch that is not going to wear out over time. On the Seeker 3, it was just this really large rubber switch, which, obviously if you're using the flashlight all the time can definitely wear out over, a pretty long period of time. But now having the metal switch, it's going to be good to go no matter how many times you press this light, no matter how much you use it for many, 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 many years. The front bezel is really cool. It's got this crenulated bezel for sure. It's got crenulations. So we've got kind of these big slopes that kind of go up and down and up and down. But it creates a pretty aggressive front bezel. By no means is it a striker bezel or something like that. That's definitely not what it feels like. Like, it doesn't really hurt to do this. But absolutely, it does have a well-defined bezel. Let me show you there. So you can kind of see it there. See how it kind of goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So it's not just a flat bezel. It is a pretty cool design, even though I wouldn't really call it tactical. The biggest difference with this light is the performance. So the Seeker 4 Pro has 4 LEDs in a custom reflector in little tiny cups. So when you have a small reflector with a large LED, specifically multiple LEDs in a cluster, you're for sure going to get a flood light. So it's going to be this big wide beam. Now, if you have a smaller LED that's recessed with a larger smooth reflector, you will 100% have a defined beam that's going to go a very long distance. And that's what we did with this light. So the entire performance of this light is completely different. We got one LED, large, deep, smooth reflector, which is giving us a 400-meter beam distance. So we have a Seeker Series light that is finally a legitimate thrower. It's a real thrower, like 400-meter beam distance with a very defined hotspot. That's a thrower flashlight. So it's really cool to see, because the previous Seeker 3 only had a 220-meter beam distance, which 220 meters, I mean, that's a good distance, but I wouldn't really be like, that's a thrower. But we brought this all the way up to 400 meters. So that's a 180-meter increase, and the candela on this light is over 40,000. So it's cool to see a Seeker Series light where it's got all the design language of a Seeker with the Type-C charging. You know, we got the finger grooves here. We got the really large metal switch with a 400-meter beam distance. That's legit, all right? So it's cool to see such a defined hotspot. Look at that little hotspot, and look how intense it is. Like, my hand just disappears, you know? Obviously, you're supposed to use this at longer distances, but look at the intensity of that hotspot. That's wild, man. And then it's got a really nice spill going from the hotspot to the outer edge. So this region here is really uniform, looks nice. And it's just a really nice long distance flashlight. What I like about it is I know for a fact that this flashlight is going to be super reliable, because you've got Type-C charging, which is, you know, pretty much universal at this point. You've got just a standard switch, so there's less moving parts. You've got one very strong LED that's going to give you as much candela as you need for most activities and most things that you need to do with a flashlight. It's just very, very simple. There's not a whole lot of moving parts, but every part of this light is built for longevity, okay? So if you want a light that has nice, strong beam intensity, that we know for a fact is going to be super reliable just based on its simplicity and components, this is a great flashlight, okay? It doesn't have a bunch of fancy stuff like some of the other products we offer, but if you just want a damn good flashlight that's going to work forever, backed by a lifetime warranty that has a very, very strong beam, you can't go wrong with the new Seeker 4, man. It's great. Like, that's the selling point, is high candela, reliable. Like, that's the selling point of this light, okay? And I think a lot of people, that's all you really need, you know? I love the ArcFlex. I love the green laser and the UV and the magnetic charging and the rotary dial and all the crazy stuff that we do here at Olight. But at the end of the day, I think we should offer just regular flashlights that are reliable and just have the performance that you need for a daily basis. Like, if you work in construction, if you work some kind of like labor related job, if you're a contractor, if you work in law enforcement, high candela is very good. If you just need a good, strong flashlight to use on a daily basis for your work, Seeker 4 is the way to go for sure, okay? Yes, battery is replaceable. Battery is replaceable, Tim. So right here, we got the 5,000 milliamp 21700 battery, which is the best battery in the business. 21700s is what they put in all the electric cars coming out. I know that's another topic, but I'm just saying the 21700 batteries are the best, smaller lithium ion batteries that you can get today. Okay. 5,000 milliamps is incredible for the size. Okay. So one of the best lithium ion batteries in the business, and you can swap it out. So again, longevity. Say something happens to your battery, who cares? Get another one, pop it in. Another thing, again, we do have a lifetime warranty, okay? So if anything does happen to the light, hit up our customer service. We got one of the best customer service departments in the entire industry, and we can help you out, okay? So just really, really good light. How long does the battery last? So it depends. That's one of those, like, it's very like subjective because it depends on how often you're using the product. It depends on how often you're charging it. Like, the battery experts that I've talked to, they said that the best rule of thumb is to keep a flashlight within 30% to 90% of its life. If you bring a flashlight battery, if you bring a lithium ion battery all the way up to 100%, please make sure that you're going to use that product soon. You never want to store a lithium ion battery at 100%. If you're going to store something in a cabinet for a while, maybe it's just a backup light, maybe it's an emergency light, you actually want to store that battery at around 60 to 70% tops, okay? So if you're going to charge a flashlight all the way up to where it's green, make sure that you're actually going to use that product, okay? Don't charge it all the way up to 100% and then put it on a shelf for 4 months, okay? So that's something to think about. All of these factors play into how long the battery lasts. Another thing about lithium ion batteries, never deplete it all the way down to zero. First off, that's a bad idea because you don't want to be stuck in a situation where your flashlight doesn't turn on. But never bring it all the way down to zero, no matter what the product is. I don't care what it is, as long as it has lithium ion cells in it, make sure that you really only want to bring it down to around 30% and then charge it back up to 80 to 90. You can go all the way up to 100% if you are going to use that product on a regular basis, okay? Now, with all of that said, you don't have to do all that stuff I just said, okay? There's plenty of people who use lithium ion battery products and they don't care. They charge it up to 100%, they use it until it dies, and then they charge it back. There's plenty of people also who charge their lithium ion products on a daily basis, like your cell phone that you might be watching this video on right now. I charge my cell phone every single day. I probably don't have to charge it as much as I do, but I'm always worried that it might die, you know? So if my battery is down to like 20% or something, I'm like, holy crap, I got to charge this thing. And I usually try and charge it up as high as I can because I know that I'm going to be using it on a daily basis. So it really just depends. A lot of people say that a lithium ion battery can have around 500 charging cycles before it starts diminishing a lot, which makes sense. That a cell phone, typically the battery is only like really good for a couple years, and then you start wanting to upgrade. I think that's where the 2-year upgrade cycle with cell phones kind of came from, was after 2 years of using a cell phone constantly on a daily basis, the battery kind of starts to suck. So when you go, like, for example, on an iPhone, if you go to the battery like menu on the general settings, you can go to battery health and it will show you how high your battery can go up. When you first get the phone, it'll say 100%. But as you use the phone for a year or whatever, it'll say you can only charge it up to like 90%. So it tells you the degradation of the cell as you own it. When your phone goes down to around 80%, and you can only charge it, it only has 80% life, that's when you probably need to get a new battery or a new cell phone, okay? And that's typically around 500 plus charging cycles, okay? So I know I just kind of went on a tangent about that, but this is all of the things that I've learned about lithium ion batteries from talking to battery experts, talking to our engineers, working in this industry for almost 10 years. So those are all good rules of thumb. But I don't want to scare you and have you guys after this video run over to your flashlights and start checking the voltages of all your batteries and all that. Like, all these batteries that we sell have protection circuits. So you're not going to overcharge them if you leave them on the charger. You're not going to over discharge them unless you leave the battery in a cabinet for 2 or 3 years. So you really don't have to be too concerned about this kind of stuff, but it is good to keep in mind. So there we go. So there's the Seeker 4. We do have some new pocket tools. My favorite pocket tool of the event is this new carabiner. So it is the O-Tackle R2. When I say carabiner, is that how you that's how you pronounce it, right? I always feel like goofy saying carabiner. Uh, but basically, it's an over-engineered carabiner. And what I mean by that is this is way more advanced than the typical ones that you see at your local hardware store because it's made out of titanium, which is really great to see. I love having titanium stuff as a part of my EDC, so it is very, very high quality, top shelf material. So what's cool about it is it has two openings. One of the openings is where you're going to take your keys and put it on. The other opening is where you're going to attach it to your belt loop or attach it to your backpack strap, whatever you hang it from. So there's a specific opening to take care of each thing that you need. Now, I know that there's other carabiners that exist that can do that, but this one goes much further than that. This one actually has a locking mechanism to where there's no way that it's going to accidentally open up and your keys are going to fall off of it or it's going to fall off of your belt loop. So I'm going to take this little knob here, push it all the way up, and that way I can open both of them. You can see this one's opening up, this one's opening up. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it to the middle position. So now this one does not open and this one does open. So think about it. You open it all the way up. You take the small loop. You put your key ring on it. Then you lock it down to the middle position. So now there's no way this is going to open up to where your key ring is going to fall off of it, but this one is still open to where you can throw it on your belt loop or your strap. And then once it's on your loop or strap, you lock it down all the way, and then both are not able to open. It's so smart. That's what I'm always worried about using these kinds of things is, oh man, what if it opens up a little bit, my keys fall off? Like imagine losing your keys. That'd be like the worst day ever. So the fact that this protects your keys, not only the keys themselves on the ring, but also when it's attached to something, I think is a total game changer. And the fact that it's made out of titanium, so it's not a dinky piece of crap. Like this is actually really high quality. It gets even better. It's got a blade on it, guys. So you got a little blade right there. And this is removable. Like you can put other blades on. So when this blade wears out, you just pop it off and you pop another one back on. Okay. Just keep in mind if you're getting on an airplane or something like that, you might want to put this in your checked bag or just take this off of your keys. So that's the only thing is it does have a knife. So I would suggest not getting in an argument with TSA about this. Okay. Who knows? Maybe they probably wouldn't even notice. The things that I've gotten through the TSA with is absolutely ridiculous. Like things that I forgot were in my bag. And then I'm like, holy crap, how did I just get through security with a pocket knife? But anyways, don't take the chance. Don't take the chance. Just leave this at home if you're not taking a checked bag. But this is really cool. You could just throw the blade away as well, Sean. Yeah, absolutely. You can just pop the blade off. I don't know the name, but these are very easy to find. This isn't some fancy special thing. This is like a typical like surgical blade. It's a number 10. It has a number 10 on it. I don't know the exact one it is. We've actually offered a couple other products that have this same type of blade, but I know these are not hard to find. This isn't some fancy thing that's exotic. You can find these easily. It's one of those things where you just buy it online or you buy it from a hardware store and you buy like 50 of them. And then whenever this goes dull, you just pop it off and throw another one back on it. It's no different than a box cutter, you know? But anyways, I really, really like this. It's a whole nother level than your typical carabiner that you guys probably already have. And it even has the little blade on there in case you need to cut something. It's just really nice to have. You could even use it to, like, pick dirt out of your fingernails. I know some of us do that. You can use it to cut a thread off of your clothing. I mean, any kind of type of little task, it's always nice to have like a little extra small blade. So anyways, I've talked about that enough. You can tell I like it a lot. All right. Oh God, I just dropped something. Let me grab it, and we're good. Okay. So here is the O-Tackle K1. This is another little tool. Drop tested, yeah. You're not going to break a big chunk of titanium. I promise you. It's okay if you drop your keys. It's going to be just fine. I'd be worried about the key fob for your car a lot more than that. Okay, so we have the O-Tackle K1. Another really useful thing. These are like $15 on the website. They're less than $20. They're very, very thin. You can see just how thin that is. And it's got a few different functions. First off, it's got a really large pair of scissors, okay? These are really, really sharp, actually. These are nice. They're not dull. They're good. They're solid. So we got really, really nice kind of, Swiss Army, even though it's not a Swiss Army knife, but, same style. So we'll pop that in. Next thing is a little blade. Okay, so it's got a little knife on there. Look, and you can see there's crap all over mine because I've been using it. I've been using this to open Amazon boxes, and it's been doing really well. So yes, I have been using this, and the blade is very, very sharp. Next one is we got a little bottle opener, can opener, scoring tool little situation right here. So got a few different functions on that, which is nice to see. And then the last thing is, if you pull this out of the top, we do have some tweezers as well. That might be hard to show you. There we go, tweezers. So it's got 4 different functions, all things that I find to be very useful. And because of the fact that it's so flat, this is perfect for that little coin pocket. The 5th pocket in your jeans, you can just slide it into that little pocket and it's going to disappear. You're not even going to know it's there. This is very, very lightweight, very low in cost. And again, it's just another little thing that you can have in your pocket that you're not going to notice is even there. And it can be very, very useful in different situations. I love having a little pair of scissors on me. That's super useful. So there you go. Those are 2 things that you can easily have on you together on a daily basis. You got this for your keys, you got this in your little coin pocket, and you just added your capabilities when you're out and about significantly. And you're not going to lose your keys. So there we go. Those are 2 of the little tools. We also have a little like hex set like a little torque set for you guys to be able to take apart your knives as well. Unfortunately, I don't have that today. It is on the way to me since I ordered it. But anyways, we do have a little Torx wrench set where the bits actually fit into the handle of it. And that's a really awesome little set. It's made out of titanium for you guys to be able to take apart all of your knives. No matter what brand of knife it is, obviously you can take apart your own knives with it, but pretty much all knives use Torx. Typically like T6, T8 is the most like useful ones for pocket knives. And it comes with those, and it actually fits into the handle. So that's really nice to see. It also has this really cool gear pattern that's like lasered into the titanium. It looks really cool. You can check it out on the website. Those are a little bit pricey because it's made out of titanium. They're expensive to make, but the quality's there. And of course, it's backed by Olight's warranty. So let's go into just a few more, and then we will do the ArcFlex giveaway, I promise. The driver's awesome. I agree, James. I got one on the way to me right now. I was really hoping it would be here before I did this live video. But I will be going live next week as well because, of course, next week is when the sale's actually happening. So that'll be very exciting. Again, guys, the sale starts on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you already have early access, you can order even before that. So yes, we're right around the corner on this event. We do have a holiday edition, the green snowflake edition of the O-Pen Glow. So this is the one that has the flashlight in the clip. It's got the green laser on the back, and then of course it is a bolt action pen. Now, what's really cool about it is it does come with a matching base. So it's not like a black base or something like that. It perfectly matches the pen. The silver accents look really nice on it as well. I'm glad we did the silver instead of black. But basically, this is how you charge the pen. So it's Type C here on the back. So you just plug it in Type C, and then you have your little base sitting on your desk. And whenever you want to charge your pen or put it away, you pop it in, and your pen is charging for the laser and the light function. Obviously, it doesn't matter if the pen is charged up for you to be able to use the writing portion of it, but it is really cool that you can just store it and it will charge. It also is a protected cell. I know we were talking about the lithium ion stuff earlier. So if you leave it sitting on the desk and it's just sitting there charging all the time, it will be okay. It's not going to overcharge. It does have a cutoff. So you don't have to worry about like safety or anything. You can just leave this on the base and leave it charged up, and it'll be perfectly safe. Okay. So a really, really cool pen. I dig the O-Pen Glow. I like the fact that the tip glows as well, so you can write at night. And then the charging base is just icing on the cake. You don't even have to think about charging it. You just store it, and it's already doing it. So it looks really fun in this color as well. I could see this being a really great gift, maybe for your kids, or maybe you know somebody who absolutely adores Christmas. This is going to be the perfect gift. We also have a couple new Warrior colorways. So we have the Warrior Nano now in red. It looks really nice in the red, pretty similar to the red of the Seeker 4. So you got a nice little combo here. This does have the black accents. I know Georgia lost, but I am a Georgia fan, so go Dogs with the black and red. But the Warrior Nano is really cool because you're getting kind of the same design philosophy of the Baton series, but it's in a but it actually has the tail switch there, and it is very, very small. So nice to see. It's basically the Warrior Mini 3, just half the length. So here's the Warrior Mini 3 in this new kind of tannish brown finish that we did, which is another light that is a part of this sale. And so there you go. So basically you have the Warrior Mini 3, and then you have the Warrior Nano, the Warrior Mini 3's little baby brother. But they have the exact same tail switch, exact same side switch. It's just a little bit decrease in performance and run times with the smaller one. It just depends on if you care about carrying a flashlight this large compared to the size of the Warrior Nano. For me, it depends on the seasons. If it's the middle of the summer and I'm wearing like gym shorts and stuff like that all the time, I don't want to carry a big heavy flashlight. Like I'm probably going to be carrying the Baton 4, Warrior Nano, stuff like that. Now that it's really freaking cold outside, I have no problem carrying a larger light whatsoever. So you can carry the Warrior 3S is no problem at this point. There's all kinds of larger lights that I'm willing to carry since I'm wearing thicker jeans, bigger jackets, stuff like that. So we got two new Warriors. Last thing I want to show you guys is the Dream Blue Perrin 2. I'm really glad that we did this colorway of it, and you can see it really well in the video right now. So you can see that it has the gold little bezel there around the switch itself, which is fun to see. Then you have the gold bezel around the reflector there. Then you also have gold rings going around the tail of the light and the area where the head meets up with the body. And then you have gold on the clip as well. But because of the fact that you've got the gold rings all over the place, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 gold rings on it, plus the gold clip, it just makes all of that pop. This is not the first time that we've done this color. We did it in the i5T or the i5R. I can't remember. I have so many flashlights. But we did it in that. And then we also did it in the Baton 3 Pro Max. Yes. So I think this is the third Dream Blue light that we've done with the same finish. So if you're working on your Dream Blue collection, or if you just think that this colorway is cool, which I love this kind of grayish blue kind of blue. It's blue, but it obviously has like a little bit of gray mixed in with it. I think it looks awesome. The Parent 2 has 2,500 lumens, so this is a stupid bright flashlight. Obviously, it has the right angle because it comes with a headband. Since it is a larger light, the headband that comes with it not only goes around your head, but it goes on top of your head as well. So it still is secure, even though it's a little bit larger of a light. It's got the switch on the top here. So when it's on your head, you don't have to fiddle around looking for the switch. You can just hit it right there. And then, of course, it does have the magnetic base with the magnetic charging, which is, what we're known for. So awesome light, new colorway. Of course, everything that I talked about today is discounted. I didn't talk about anything that isn't at a heavy discount. So that's one of the coolest things about Olight is most of the time, this is normal. Like most of the time when a company comes out with the new version of something, they don't give you a deal on the new one. They start discounting the old one. Okay. So for example, like you got a lot of you guys know that I've been doing running. I ran the New York Marathon recently. The shoes that I ran the marathon in are called the SC Elites from New Balance. And they're very nice shoes. I love them. But now they're coming out with the SC Elite version 4. So they're coming out with the new version of these shoes that I like. So what are they doing? They're charging full price for the new ones, and they're giving you like a $50 discount on the old ones, okay? And this is what all companies do. They discount the old stuff, they charge full price for the new stuff. This is just how most companies run. For us, we think differently. So at Olight, we want everyone to try out our products. So we try to decrease the barrier to entry with the new products. So when a new product comes out, we discount the product right when it comes out for the first time. Because our goal is to have as many people as possible using these new products. So not only do we get the new products out there and have people start using them because we worked really, really hard on them, but also we're able to get user feedback and we're able to see people use our products in so many different ways. Some people work construction. Some people do urban EDC. Some people are farmers. Some people are law enforcement and military. Some people, you see what I'm saying? So we want to get our products out there so as many people as possible use them. And so we can start acquiring information from our users and all of that so that we can, continue learning about our customers. Okay. So take advantage of that because we're like one of the only companies that are offering major discounts on brand new products. That's not really normal for a company to do, but for us, we think it's really cool. We think it makes sense. So take advantage of that. I think it's very, very unique for Olight. Not only for Olight, but for any company. Companies don't do this kind of stuff. So it's cool. Genius marketing. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. So another thing too, again, I know I've mentioned it a couple times. We're about to get into the giveaway. Those were all the products I wanted to show to you guys today, but you don't need to worry about buying a brand new product from us. First off, because I've already proven to you guys after spending over a month at our headquarters that we test the crap out of these products, okay? We put them through so many stress tests and so much torture that by the time that you guys actually buy the product, we've probably revised it quite a few times and we've made the necessary changes to make sure that the light's going to be reliable and work well for you. There's that. Second off, we just started up our lifetime warranty, okay? So we're one of the few like electronics-based companies that offer a warranty of this length. Like even the $1,200 cell phone that you guys have at home, maybe it has like a 1-year warranty tops, and then you guys have to start purchasing the Apple Care and all that crap, or you guys have to pay for the repairs, or typically you just buy a new phone. Like, so it's very unique for a company that sells electronic products with LEDs and batteries and circuitry to offer warranties of this length. Okay. So if you ever have an issue with your product, all you do is just hit up our outstanding customer service department, and we'll take care of you. Okay. So you're getting products that we've tested like crazy, and you're getting products that have a lifetime warranty. So no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. All right. So you should have full confidence in picking up these new products. They're really great. And the thing is, we've been making this stuff for a really long time. This year was our 16th anniversary. We're coming up on 17 years soon in the spring of 2024. So we've been doing this a long time compared to the other flashlight companies that are out there. We've been around for quite a while. So this isn't some new venture that we're doing. This is what we do, and we're here to stay. So there you go. So with all that said, let's go ahead and give away a brand new ArcFlex to a lucky winner in the comment section of this video. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys a random question, and my throat is... Cheers on the coffee. So I'm going to ask you guys to give me a number between 1 and 100. If you guess the number that's in my head between 1 and 100 first, you win the flashlight. All right? It's like the lottery. It's completely by chance. It's completely by luck. What I'm going to do is, and I know you guys are already starting to guess, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you guys will start guessing, okay? So I'm going to tell you when it starts. Stop guessing. Stop guessing. Not yet, guys. Okay. All right. So I got the number in my head. So we are going to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm starting it at the Resi stop guys. So I'm starting it at these stop guys. So go ahead. Thank God I can slow this down and I can look. All right, so I am looking. Okay. All right, perfect. I'm looking. Still looking. Keep guessing until I say that I found it. I'm looking. Okay. I'm going to scroll back. Sorry, guys. It's a lot of people. Just give me a second here. Okay. Man, this is a lot. All right. Still looking. Man, oh man. Geez, I gave you guys a hard one today. All right, I'm looking. Sorry, guys, this is taking a minute. Okay. All right, so the first one that I see, which is 68, is from Texas Boy 237. All right. I went through it quite a few times. I apologize if it looks different for you, but I went through it several times actually. And the first 68 on my screen is from Texas Boy. So we're giving this one to Texas Boy. Congratulations. Well done. I don't think you've won before. I don't think I've seen that name win before. So we probably have a first time winner as well. So congratulations, Texas Boy. Well done. Awesome. Cool. Here's the deal. In order for you to get your free ArcFlex, all you got to do is email me. So my email is Sean, SEAN, at olightstore.com, just like the website, Sean, SEAN, at olightstore.com. Tell me your address, wherever you want it sent, doesn't matter where it is, and give me your phone number to attach to the shipment. That's it. That's all I need, and it's $0. Okay? So congratulations. No, Tim. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. These sale launch live videos are really exciting because I get to really explain the products and talk about them. I really like the new products, man. The ArcFlex is really great. It's been super useful. I love the way it feels in the hand. The Seeker 4 has really great performance, super reliable design. The new colorways are great. The ArcFeld Pro is finally an OD green. The new pocket tools, I know they're not flashlights, but pick up that carabiner, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lifesaver for you. You're not going to lose your keys with that. That's really nice. And all the other colorways, make sure you get your free i3E in the Snowflake Red. And that's it for now. Sale starts on Monday night. Unless you have early access, you'll be able to order over the weekend. And that's it. So thank you guys so much. Please make sure to watch the YouTube video that I posted last night so you can get more details. And also you can enter to win an ArcFlex over on that video as well. At the very least, go over to that video now. So that way you'll be able to enter to win another ArcFlex. You still have an opportunity to win one of these lights, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all for hanging out with me today. And have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.